All right. So, welcome to another episode of Around the Table GTA. We have our first guest in the building. Okay. Episode 17. Here we go. I'd like to introduce the mystery man himself. Some call him Emo if you know him from time, right? Manu Fresh, tall, dark, and handsome.
Yep.
Here we go. All right. So, this is our first guest, and it's actually kind of weird because I'm always talking by myself now, right? And how the last couple of years have been because of everything that's been going on in the world. It's weird talking to someone in front of a mic. Like, I've been shooting this shit with a lot of people, and if you heard the blooper reels, which I should have kept, but, maybe next episode, you'd realize how strange it is. And it's just like, I've known this kid for so long, right? And this whole thing has been kind of stressful.
I have known, hello people, my name is Emmanuel. I have known David for, 21 years now? Maybe 22?
21.
And I've never seen him this nervous. All of a sudden we talk all the time, and now we're in front of a microphone, and my man it's like we're going out on a first date,
Oh my days.
And that's fine, people can be a little bit more awkward, but I understand, it's the rona. We're in the age of the rona, and maybe talking to people isn't like it used to be.
Yeah, because I go to work every day. I see the same people every day.
Yeah.
And if you're talking to someone now, you're just kind of online, so there's less pressure, right? I've even getting approach anxiety, right? Because I'm trying to have a hot boy summer this this year,
okay, and starting fresh.
Yeah, right. And it's just weird talking to people, and then everyone's more defensive. Like the story I was gonna tell you is, I was just on one this weekend, and I was at Shoppers Drug Mart, and they had a condom sale, right? So I was in the aisles, and I took a picture, and I put hot boy summer, and I tagged Shoppers Drug Mart. So Shoppers Drug Mart messaged me, and they're like, "Stay safe out there." So I was just like, it's one of those times where you're very eager to do something, right? But with the pressure and because you haven't done it so long, everything kind of feels off. How do you feel about this? So what's your stance on this?
I mean, it's funny because you could be talking about some different things when you say, "Hey, it's been a while."
Yeah.
I feel pressure. I haven't done this in so long. It's okay, David. It is okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. But to your actual question, I don't know. My social, levels and whatnot have not changed since the beginning of COVID. I've been working from the jump. Been talking, and what I do in retail, I'm always talking to people. Always talking to new people I see all the time. So I haven't experienced it to that degree. Even talking to friends, I still wouldn't talk to or see my friends that often just because of work and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And the friends that I have been seeing quite often, I don't know. I'm sorry to say, but I cannot relate.
Okay, well, maybe I'll put a poll up and we'll see if people are getting, people anxiety, right? Because, especially if you're going shopping now, there's just so many people. I don't want to do anything. And I think maybe it's because I work nights as well. I work nights. And when I do anything, it's just, I'll do it in the morning so I don't have to run into people. I'll do it late at night so I don't have to run into people. And I don't do anything on the weekends because there's just a giant lineup of people,
gosh,
right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, to be fair, no, I do understand what you mean. I think it is a thing everyone is going through. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing, when you said you don't like seeing people, I hate seeing people. I hate seeing people so much now.
What?
And
Mr. Retail.
Yeah, right? I know, exactly. I'm in a place where I see thousands of people probably a day, and now I go to Toronto. Oh my gosh, it is disgusting. Why is there so many people here? Can't y'all just stay inside? It was so nice in the beginning of the pandemic,
Yes.
The Rona, where I would drive and there'd be nobody on the road. Mm-hmm. Now the traffic's back, people are out again. Nature is... Usually when things are getting back to normal, people say nature is healing. No, nature is dying again. But I went to the mall yesterday to get some candles for my mom. And there's just so many people.
Yeah.
And I'm in the store, just browsing, minding my own business. And I could tell this guy was, was itching to, hey, you need help with anything? Hey, you need help with anything? And I just hated feeling that. I want to tell him, leave me alone, guy.
Yeah.
But he's just doing his job. I have to do the same thing. I understand. But yeah, since all of this happened, I mean, everything's kind of been thrown into whack. All of our skills and whatnot.
Yeah, it's weird because like I'm a pretty social person, I would say, right? But even just running into people, because like what I've been doing just to get outside, I've been running. So I've been running since spring, right? And I keep running into people, right? And it's just so weird where, you know, there's a distancing and people aren't sure what to do. And then when you talk about certain things, you know, people are very polarizing. And I was talking to another friend, I'm talking about like my favorite season. And if you see my episode about what the best season is, you already know it's summer, right? But I kind of feel out of my element because everything's kind of off sync, right? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about that? What do you think? And what's your favorite season?
First of all, favorite season. Damn, I just like a little bit of all of them.
Yeah, that's not gonna cut it.
No, it's not gonna cut it. But
it's not Switzerland. It's Canada.
Okay, so top 2 is definitely fall and spring. No, that's not true. I don't believe that. Top 2 is spring and summer. You know, I'm a hot boy. I like to be hot. You know. Okay. You know, we are Ghanaian, tried and true.
Okay.
But I also love the fall because, you know, the colors. It's short time, but the colors, the weather. I've started to really like winter. I've always kind of hated winter because even though I know we are winter babies.
Yeah, that's true, you know.
But
but
having a late December birthday, it is annoying as hell. I don't like being cold. I don't like the fact that we have to get up so damn early and the sun is the sun isn't out. But at the same time, I enjoy being outside in the snow as long as you come prepared. And that's the one thing, especially we as black people, fail to do most of the time. Oh boy,
ready for those hoodie hoes? Right? You know, you just gotta be ready. You know, the hot boy summer, it gotta be extended this year just because, you know, people gotta get normalized. And with everything opening this Friday, how do you feel about that? You know, have you hit up a patio? Are you trying to go to the gym, or are you like, you know, I'm gonna slow down a bit?
So when I said earlier about I don't want to be around people anymore, I completely stick by that.
Oh yeah?
I'm like, the only thing that I do miss about stuff being closed is like I'd say live music. Like I enjoy going to concerts. It's been a while since I've gone to one, so maybe I would feel different now. But I don't think that would change. Patios, I don't care for. I feel like I'm such a not a downer, but I've strayed away from the mainstream. I don't mean that to sound hipster.
Okay, so what does that mean?
What do you
mean? Because you're like, I'm straying away from the mainstream. You got to explain to the viewers. I know you, but people don't know you. What's this guy talking about?
Why the hell am I gonna go to a patio and pay the double, triple, quadruple price for a beer and some food when I could just do it myself and go outside, go to a park and make a barbecue and do whatever I need to do by myself, away from all these people, you know? I could go find a nice lake. And when people want to go to the patio, I get it. You want to go outside, you want to converse with your friends and all that. Why am I going to go to a patio where my view is the 410? Who does that, like, like, what am I going to do that for?
No, I get it, because I remember the last time we were talking about, like, the city life, and you're talking about going out west or getting out of the country. Do you think your views changed because of that? From your experiences going out west and all of that?
I think it was a reason. I mean, I think it is part of the reason why I'm a little bit more anti-social now. But I think this was all like coming together. Like I went to Grand Bend 2 weeks ago for a little getaway. And
so where's that? Explain. I don't know what Grand Bend is.
Grand Bend is a little bit southwest of here. Past London, Ontario, right on Lake Huron. Beautiful area.
Okay.
It's like 2.5 hour drive, but it's a great place. You know, everyone there is, you could tell they're obviously a community, but they all have their, you know, homes separate from each other. Like even yesterday, I was walking around with my girlfriend.
Oh.
I was gonna bring that in a little bit more organically, but now that we're here, yeah, with my girlfriend.
I'm sorry, ladies.
Damn, it's okay. And just walking around like in the burbs
Okay.
and seeing all these houses, some like obviously very nice, very expensive houses, but just I feel like you're never alone.
Mm-hmm.
You walk outside, your neighbor's right there breathing on your neck. You're in your backyard,
Hi,
your
neighbor.
neighbor I don't want to talk to you. Like fuck, Ned
Yeah.
Flanders all head asses.
Yeah, they'll kill me. Because I had a similar experience. Because like 2 weeks ago, I went to St. Catharines. I went to go visit Frank. Right?
Oh, cool,
yeah.
cool.
So we were chilling, and we went to like I found this website. It's called like Find a Spring, right? So wherever you are, you put in your map details, and you can find like natural spring water. So
That
you should
is
check it
dope.
out.
That
We'll talk
is
about
dope.
it a little bit later. But
Googling that right now.
it was an adventure, right? So I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go mission. So we had like a 24K bike ride from St. Catharines to I think it was like Chalmum or whatever, I don't know. But it was like pretty boonies, and it's similar to what you're talking about, where the houses were very spaced out, big foresty area,
Yeah.
and it was a huge mission. It was nice, right? I do miss just going on a bike ride and getting that fresh air. And even though I was like in the boonies, everyone was so friendly.
Yes.
Right? And that was a thing where like I think a lot of especially like people who look like us, they're like, oh, if I go somewhere I'm gonna be judged and this and this. No, people are friendly. Obviously there's places where people aren't as friendly. I feel that the city is actually more like that than outside
Yes.
of the city, right? Because like me and Frank, we went up and down looking for the same damn spring, and this random lady is just like, oh, are you looking for this? Are you looking for that?
Oh, wow.
Oh, let me help you out. And we're just like, oh, okay, right? And we got directions. We were going up and down, and people were advising us, and they didn't even know who the fuck we are, right?
Yeah.
Over here, you have someone anything like that, they're just like, what are you asking me for?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know you.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean, we've become so defensive in the city, and partially because some people have to, because just the type of people who live here. Mm-hmm. But I felt more comfortable around there, just saying hi to everybody, than I do in some pockets here.
Yeah, and it's like we've been here, right?
We've been here.
And you're mean mugging people,
Yeah.
or you're just like, So yeah, I understand the whole natural experience too, and like especially with all the housing,
Yeah.
right? I don't want to live here either.
No.
I don't want to live here either, and there's just a lot going on, and I don't know.
Okay, so you say you don't want to live here either. Do
Yeah.
you have in mind, maybe not a specific place, but just a place in mind that you would want to live?
Well, I think
Or what kind of terrain,
I would want a more kind of like country place, and it's just like how you're saying, I've been getting more accustomed to winter, right? Originally, I really loved winter as a kid, but I don't know what it is. I get really hot easily, and I get really cold easily now, right? So
Menopause.
why are you trying to roast me on my own podcast? See, this is why we don't have guests. This is why I do this shit. Nah, I'm playing, but when you get older, maybe young man, when you get older, you'll understand my pains, and you'll be like, oh man, I was trying to roast him, but he was just trying to help me out. Yeah, and I'll be rocking that chair. I'll be like, yep.
I thought
Menopause, Right? But yeah, I want to be in like a foresty area, or even like an area where people are open, right? Because like I was talking to someone about this, where like in the cities, people are really into TV, media, whatever, right? So whatever paranoia is coming out of the TV, it like leaches into them, right? Because like in this area, for example, like when we were younger, kids could go out like 12 o'clock, no one's worried.
Yeah.
Everyone knows where they are. Big kids, small kids were playing together. And then TV shows like America's Most Wanted came out, and everyone all of a sudden couldn't trust their neighbors, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's weird, because the thing is, even if you have weird neighbors, if you talk to your neighbors, you'll know that they're weird, right? It's like, yo, don't talk to those people, right?
Yeah.
Or, if you talk to them, you're going to be there for 5 hours because they don't shut up, right? It's good to talk to your neighbors, but like in this day and age, just how paranoid everyone is, it's kind of, it's a struggle.
It is. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Because, like, even I'm thinking of in the city, like, if you go to Toronto, if you're walking somewhere and someone asks you for the time, a lot of time, it's leave me alone. Why the hell you don't you should have a phone.
Yeah.
Like, and that maybe because sometimes people get robbed when they get like that's a tactic people use.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But fuck, man, that are we allowed to swear on this podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, shit. Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate that sometimes is our screw faceness, I guess, a product of media or society. Is it like a natural occurrence, or has it been
forced?
Yeah.
That's cool. I love how you asked. You're like, oh, oops, my bad. see how polite my guests are? I hope all my guests are polite because, I can do the roasting too. But anyways, what have you been up to? Because it's been a while. Let me know what you've been up to.
Well, I've just been working. It's working all that I can. I got full-time at my job, so I've just been working some more. But the full-time kind of allows me a little bit more stability, so I am glad to have it. In the process of thinking about or trying to really take the next steps, in my life. I know,
I gotta pull it for the guests, right? They're like, what's this guy talking about? Who's this? I've never heard his voice before.
Just take a little bit more action and be a little bit more intentional with what I want to do in the future. So, I work at the LCBO. Oh shit, I just
dox yourself. It's okay. We don't know where you live.
You don't know where I live.
We don't know what shop. Well, we know that you're not single, so there's no point, right? And you're used to liquor, so you probably can't get you drunk. So,
and I do not have discounts. But where was I? Oh yes, being a little bit more intentional with what I want to do. I just talked to a friend about starting our own business.
Okay.
In alcohol and food, and the alcohol and food and service industry, just because I know like I am really good at that.
Okay.
When you're into so many different things, like I am, it's hard to really settle on one thing like that you're really passionate about. Because to be quite honest, I'm not crazy passionate about anything.
Okay.
I like doing a lot of different things. I have a lot of different interests. But there's nothing that I've like when push comes to shove, this is the thing that I need to be doing. Okay.
Well, that's natural, right?
Yeah.
I've been going through some older stuff as well, and I'm doing an episode on like focus, and going hard, right? Just a mindset. So all these papers around and my different calendars, it's just there so I could keep track of what I want to do, right? And a couple of months ago, it's not even several months now, because this year's flying.
It is.
It's flying. Like, someone told me, oh my gosh, it's halfway through July. I'm like, shut up.
What?
They're like, shut up. Summer is short enough. I don't need you to remind me how short summer is, right? Yeah. So I've just been occupying my time, being like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? You're saying this weekend. Okay, we're reaching this weekend? Okay, right? No one is wasting my time this summer, right? No one's wasting my time. But back to what I was saying, it's just that I was mentoring someone, and they're 18, and they're talking about, like, when you're 18, and then they're like, oh my gosh, life sucks, and I don't know what to do with my life. And they went to, like, a pretty bad school, like, they went to Central Peel.
Oh,
right? So, they had zero ambition for like anything, right? And, when you're younger, you have the time to explore everything, right? But the older you get, you kind of have to narrow it down, only because there's only so much time you could use, right? And as you get older, the more things you'll get. So depending on what you are, you might be in a relationship, or you might get kids, or someone might be dependent on you, or you might get hurt. You realize you're not invincible anymore, and you realize that you don't have as much time anymore, and you could get injured, and you could get hurt, and like all that crazy stuff. Because this weekend I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about people who've passed, right? And it's just like, we knew all of these people, and now they're not here. And you think that, like, just like how we're having this conversation about doing this and that, we have all the time in the world, and then
just like that,
something happens, right? So it's good that you actually have goals in mind. I think that's the biggest thing that anyone should do. Have a goal, have a dream, and work towards something, because if you don't, you're gonna run life on autopilot, right? And I'm gonna do another episode on that, where going with the flow, and like how dangerous that is.
Look at this guy plug in his podcast within his own podcast.
Of course, you gotta go back. You gotta go back and check out this episode, check out that episode, right? Yeah. And like one of the latest episodes, avoidance. This is all a part of avoidance too. So you gotta step it up, and you gotta see like, what am I doing, right? Because I had that discussion on Saturday too. Like this weekend, it was a blast for me. I caught up with some people. 5-6 hours conversation about just everything under the sun, right?
Yeah.
So you need times like that in your life, right?
Yeah, you do. And just the idea of remembering we can do anything we want, anything we want, despite some people weren't really fed that idea, and if they were, I mean, it's hard to kind of actualize it and realize it as a kid, let alone a child. So just a reminder, whatever you want to do, just go and do. Yeah, just do the do.
Do the do.
Just do the do.
We shouldn't be plugging that. That's not a sponsor, but it's okay.
Oh,
you can do the do. I don't drink that.
I'm more of a Sprite guy. I mean, I like water, just natural spring water,
like Ronaldo water. That was crazy.
That's funny,
right? I can't believe like Coke lost that much money because he dashed the Coke, and it's like, no, drink water.
Oh, wow.
And the stock just plummeted.
Stonks.
Yeah, wow. It's down, right?
That's great. That's great. That's nice to see.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is, honestly.
So you're a Pepsi
guy? No, I'm a water guy.
You're a water guy?
I'm a water guy.
Yeah.
Even though I'm talking about wine and alcohol and whatnot, I do promote drink some water, man.
Yeah,
we need to be drinking water. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, don't be too thirsty this summer.
Nah, man, come on. Control yourself.
Boy. No, because like, talking about thirst, oh my days. So I bounced on Tinder.
Oh no.
Right? And I was at my aunt's house, and someone who matched me, bro, you know how you could kind of tell when you look at the matches, right? I was swiping and I found the person, and I was just kind of like, do you think I'm this thirsty?
Oh no.
To swipe right on you.
Oh no.
Right? I was so upset. I'm like, and I was talking to my aunt, I'm like, this is what we have to deal with. If you're if you're single, this is what you have to deal with.
Gosh.
Right? And she was.
Would you like to describe her, or?
No. I don't want to. I don't want to roast this unknown person.
Okay.
Right? If I really was on one, I'd probably get like Tinder Plus or whatever, see the match and post it as my icon picture, just because
honestly,
this would be a delisted episode. Because I wasn't being nice. Like, I couldn't be nice to that. It's just like, really? Yeah.
I feel that 100%. But I see it a lot more with women than men. Like sometimes, like I'll be at work and some guy that I either work with or some customer see a hot girl and then mention something about, oh, she's not that pretty or she's not that hot. I'm like, nigga, have you looked at yourself?
Oh, damn.
What are you talking? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What gives you the audacity and the license to say anything about this woman's appearance?
Exactly.
And I'm not saying that he should be self-conscious about his appearance. You gotta love yourself, and that's fine. But don't try to shit on this person.
Exactly.
While you're out here looking like like.
Yeah, there's certain people, they look pretty dusty and they're like, they think they're king of the castle, right? It's just like, you think that person would give you the time of day? Like, because for me now, I know that person's a match, right? So
yeah.
I can talk about shit.
Right?
That's
true.
But at the end of the day, sometimes people got to get a reality check. And it's just like how the start of this podcast, you see, I was all like, first date kind of thing, where it's just like, who's this guy? Right? Yeah. But as time goes, I'm getting back into reality. It's just like, you're not a shy guy.
Yeah, of course
you're not a untalkative guy. How come you're like stuttering? You got to get back in the zone. You got to get back in the zone. So what are your plans for the rest of 2021? Because we're more than halfway through the year.
The rest of 2021?
Yeah.
Have fun, live life, set some real steps into my goals, be a little bit more concrete with my intentions.
Okay. That sounds deep.
Yeah.
That sounds deep. Like, you don't gotta expose yourself, but
just being like you said about focus, focus, man, just focus. there's certain things that I unfortunately like have to kind of wait for, and in a way are out of my control, which is always kind of frustrating. But you know, that doesn't mean just sit around and wait. You know, work while you wait.
Yes.
And that's something that I had to come to terms with a few years ago. And it's still kind of, you know, it's still something that I am struggling with. But yeah, you just got to work while you wait. You got to just work. Unfortunately, life is work. And, you know, like I said, going to Grand Bend was a great time. And it kind of reminded me and set in stone the life I want to build for myself. Okay. So I was like, yo, okay, this can happen. You can do this. It's not, oh my gosh, wow, look at all these people. That's crazy. They had all this, you know, this head start or whatever. It doesn't matter. I could do it. I will do it. So
okay, I'm liking the confidence.
What about yourself? What about yourself?
2021.
2021,
bro. I'm gonna brag because you try to roast me on my podcast. So I gotta brag. So I'm just waiting on things, right? It's just kind of like you, but for me, how I operate, because you know I'm hibernating in the winter. All of this stuff where everything's closed, I can't even really do anything. So I'm waiting on like 2K worth of shipments because I've just been buying stuff. Yeah. Right. But for the most part, the rest of the year, I'm just trying to save. I'm penny pitching pretty hard.
That's good.
You know, I want to be on roads for sure. Right. I've been making so many excuses. Last year completely ruined everything. I was supposed to be on roads March, and everything's closed down.
Do your customers? Does your audience know what on roads means?
I could always explain later, you know. Right? Okay. But you know, I've noticed that there's certain things that I've done to kind of limit myself, right? Okay. Just from ease, and it's just like, okay, you're old enough, right? I understand that this is more costly and everything too. I've been like really balancing my budget and looking into how much I've been sending, how much I've been saving. I've changed up a lot of things and like viewpoints. Like the more I go out and talk to people again, because I've just been working, it kind of reset my brain to the point where it's just like, you know what, these were your goals, where are you now, kind of thing. I've had that mindset where I'm like, okay, I'm reaching this age now and this is a start. Am I gonna live this next decade like last decade should have been, right? Am I going to make the same mistakes, or am I going to make it more fun and enjoyable for myself while doing the best that I can, right? Because, you know, I started this whole podcast for like self-improvement and you know, just opening your mind and motivation. And you know me, I'm not always like, oh yeah, everything's great, right? I'm real. I'm a real one, right? But it's something that I feel that it was needed. So, you know, it's just working on the podcast, securing certain stuff at work. I'm gonna kind of see if I'm gonna stay or not. Same thing with the store, you know, pushing it super hard this year. For the rest of the year, you know, I might completely take over, so it might be my store.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking about like big moves, right? Am I going to stay in the city or not, right? Or that's going to be the ending part. We're going to talk about the city. Yeah, stuff like that where I just want to... I feel like it's just like how you said, like, you know, when you're younger, you don't realize certain things, right? So... like back in grade 3, you know, Mr. Poley's like, yo, you know, I see you as a leader, and I was kind of looking at this guy, I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about? I'm like 8.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know what this man's talking about. And like, as I've grown and like now at my workplace, I am a leader. It's happened. Right? And it's just like, sometimes people see a path for you that you don't even notice that you're making.
Exactly.
Right? And like I said, I was talking with someone this weekend where it's just like, you know, so many people see us in a bigger light, right? So it's just like, I want to meet those expectations for those people, but also for myself.
For yourself.
Because I feel like I've been in kind of a stagnant place, even though I'm doing pretty well for myself, you know? No kids, out of wedlock, you know? Not in jail.
Nope.
Not dead.
Nope.
No charges.
Nope.
Right? My record's clean.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a lot, especially for our demographic.
That
right?
That is very important to realize that as well.
So it's just like, you're not doing bad, but can you do better?
Yes.
Right? Because like I was even doing my taxes, and I make 10 times more than I made 5 years ago. And that wasn't even my intention. All right?
Yeah.
So if I can make 10 times the amount I did in 5 years, if I actually focus on trying to, let's say, just acquire more money,
Yeah.
right? Where could I potentially be? Right? So
Yeah,
like
exactly.
near the end of the year, I'm going to kind of do like a 2-year plan, a 1-year plan, and a 5-year plan. And then I'm going to branch out my possible like pathways in life, and then I'm just going to go at it. Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, intention is huge. It's huge, and I don't know if school has something to do with the lack of it for some people.
Yeah. Well, I think it depends. Like I think if you didn't have a good base, especially like in elementary school or high school, luckily the schools that we went to, we had some characters as teachers that were really influential, right? Like, Mr. Poley, I'd say Miss Francis, both Francis's for me. A bunch of my high school teachers, they kind of helped me. They nourished the way that I thought outside of the box, right? Because like, some people kind of bring that down, especially like new teachers now.
Really?
Right? They just like, if you're different, you're different. Stop that.
Yeah.
Why can't you be normal? Right? And that kind of helped me expand my mind further. And then some people, it's when they get out of the frame of, mandatory school, which is high school, and elementary school, when they go to post-secondary, they do a lot better. So like, I have a friend who has a kid, and she went to college after she had her kid, and she's had her best grades ever. And it's because of that responsibility, knowing she's doing it for herself and she's doing it for her kid. So I think as time goes on, or even just as your mind develops, different things push you and motivate you.
Yeah,
right?
and what she's doing too. I mean, I don't know what she's doing, but having something more geared towards your actual interests. If you're someone who does give a f about math, but math is such a big part of school.
Yep.
That if you do terrible in math, sometimes you get discouraged to do anything else.
That's right.
Because so much of our time is centered around being good at math. But yeah, no, that is great. That is great. I know. The end of the year, I was going to ask like why wait till the end of the year, but I understand some things have to kind of be set in motion.
So what I mean by the end of year is, it's not that I'm waiting till the end of the year. I'm doing it as the year progresses, right? So just for example, I wanted to start getting into shape, right? So what I did back in spring is I did the thing that's the easiest to get into. You know me, I love running, right? So
Shocking.
I started running, right? And people are like, "What are you running for?" I'm like, I don't know, but I actually started running because I was too lazy to do push-ups, right? So instead of doing push-ups, I started running, right? And then I started running some more, and then I started doing push-ups because I didn't want to do sit-ups. So I started doing push-ups and running, and then it's like, okay, I want to run longer, but now I'm tired. So I'm not going to do any more push-ups. But so if I don't do the push-ups, I got to run more. So now it's in my routine. I run every other day, right?
Okay,
so like Wednesday I did 7K. Saturday I did 7K. So I'm up to 7K now. And all of that was planning for September because I wanted to do Tough Mudder. So by the time it's September, I could probably run comfortably like a 12K. And if I keep up with my push-ups and eventually doing my sit-ups, which I've been ultimately avoiding.
I will let you know about some core exercises that can really help you instead of doing sit-ups.
Okay.
But, go on.
Yeah, so I just wanted to get in shape, right? But I started with the easiest way to get into it, right? Which was running for me.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's a big thing with motivation. There's an episode on that. It's motivation versus dedication, where I know that maybe I could do 10 push-ups. Maybe I could do 20 push-ups, but it's easier for me to run for 20 minutes than do 20 push-ups.
Really?
mentally, yeah, because I know I'm gonna enjoy the running
Oh my gosh.
over 20 push-ups, and it's like it's 20 push-ups.
Oh my god, I hate running.
I love running.
Despise it.
Right? I was in the track team for a reason, right?
Yeah.
I like running. What am I running from? Who knows? Maybe I'm running from the cops. Maybe I'm running towards my dreams. You know, maybe I'm running away from my problems. I was actually running for a month and a half with no music.
Like a psychopath.
Like a psychopath.
Like a damn psychopath.
That focus. All right.
gosh.
So, you know, sometimes when
That's
you iron everything on, right? Like it's like a scope, right? You just you focus, and the dynamic of running with no music is that you're stuck with your thoughts and everything too, right? So, you know, you'll think of something like I thought of maybe 3 episodes while running.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no, that's really good. Sometimes I think our obsession with like doing stuff with music or having that background, with any type of background noise on to escape our thoughts, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It's just crazy.
it's weird because like usually once a year I do like a social media cleanse. So I'm off social media for a month. I still haven't done it this year. I might do it soon. Who knows? But you know, I'm keeping up with the podcast and then the story Instagram,
Exactly,
and then the podcast Instagram, and then just me posting my stories.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, say sometimes it just doesn't allow for that.
Yeah, you know, you have too much fun. But what I've also been doing is like cutting small things out of my life and then replacing it with other things, and then just having that open space of nothing to do, right? So I'm still a very busy person, but I could just fit anything into my schedule when I want, right? So I was talking to someone and they're like, do you work? And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, you know, you're always doing something because, you know, I'm posting all the time, right? I'm like, I work at night. And it's just like, and you're doing all this stuff? Right? I'm like, yeah, I can't sleep. So like sometimes you could use like a disadvantage as your advantage. Yeah. I can't sleep. Like if I'm lucky, I'll get 4 hours of sleep a day, maybe 6 hours of sleep a day. And it's like fragmented sleep. So what am I going to do with that time?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I make use of that time, or I waste that time trying to sleep, which is not going to work. Right? So
wow.
Yeah, that's why I just channeled that energy. Wow. Right? There's something else.
Wow.
Yeah.
I despise running. I love sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I get you with the trying to get in shape and just doing small things, you know. Like I miss the gym being open. Like I really loved going to the gym. I still didn't go as much as I feel like I should have, but as things have been closed, I wanted to run more. But then as I realized, I'm like, wait, that's kind of counterintuitive with what my goals are in terms of getting.
You're flopping on the runs.
Nah, listen.
I'm running by myself.
Listen, I have goals that are just
running for 2 people. That's why I'm running so far. Right?
Just, you know, running is just not what I want to do now. I know it is something that I will want to really do.
Okay, let me
because
know.
I want to become better at running, just long distance. I also want to bike more, but I'm trying to gain weight, so like that's just counterintuitive.
Yeah,
but
I was on your IG story with my sister. She was like, "Oh, look, his booty's big." The bike picture. It's just like, "Oh, you got that cake."
Yeah, man. Yeah, what do you think the ladies love it for?
Oh my days.
Of course, man.
You know what? We're gonna wrap it up soon because I'm trying to sleep anyways.
Oh yeah.
So, last but not least, and this is a Brampton special.
B-town.
Right? What are your thoughts on Brampton? And yeah, I'll start with that. That's gonna be the first one.
Okay, so Brampton, a letter to Brampton. No, I'm joking. I don't hate Brampton. I don't want to live in Brampton anymore just because I've been here for so long. But Brampton is a nice city, I guess, or a nice suburbia. In terms of where we live, I like where we live. We see a lot of different people. There's a lot of different places to get food. It's not far away from the highway. If I want to leave Brampton, it's that's blessed. And it, like, okay, so today I went to Heart Lake. I went for a walk at Heart Lake. I had never been actually to Heart Lake until last month.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. And I lived in Brampton for a long time. A long ass time. And that place is beautiful. It is beautiful there. The homes there are beautiful. Just the area is so nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot different than it is in downtown Brampton here,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of what people associate Brampton with, and even people from Brampton that started to associate Brampton with, is like that suburbia that I was telling you about earlier, of houses just on top of each other.
Yeah.
There's so much more. I know a lot of Brampton is that, but honestly, I'm not so mad at being in Brampton. Would I want to raise a family here? Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, if I was in the GTA, Brampton is not a bad place.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm just not mad at it. I understand it's been cool to hate on Brampton.
Yeah.
Brampton this, Brampton that,
Six
Brampton
buzz.
niggas. Exactly.
Six buzz.
Exactly. But like, y'all just hate it, man. It's beautiful. Sometimes when driving home, I'm like, wow, this is a beautiful ass place. Like Flower City. I always thought that was lame as hell, but no, it's a nice ass area, man. Like we like nature, and I wish there are other places with more nature. I get that, but all in all, I cannot complain too bad.
Okay, I gotta be the antagonist. What don't you like about Brampton? And it's not all flowers.
Of
and
course
sunshine
not.
here,
No, it's
of
not.
course.
So the thing about suburbia, I don't like suburbia because it's too spread out. Like if I'm driving somewhere, it should be like because I can't access. I shouldn't be seeing. I don't know. So like when I went to Grand Bend, the place I was actually staying is called Port Franks, which is like a 15-minute drive away from Grand Bend. Grand Bend is where the beach is. It's where a lot of the local businesses are. So like me driving from a little place like Port Franks to Grand Bend, 15 minutes, like that's a big change. Like there's nothing around there. Me driving 15 minutes in Brampton from one place to another place, it's just the same shit over and over and over. At McDonald's, Shoppers Drug Mart, Sobeys, it's the same shit over and over again. That's what I don't like. Do I like the people? I mean, I don't know. The people are fine. I don't know. There's not much that I like really don't like that actually annoy me when I'm out here.
Other than traffic.
Traffic, I don't know. I seem to avoid the traffic.
Okay, so you're one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, like I don't really deal with that.
Like I don't drive and I deal with the traffic.
Yeah, I mean,
you
I was just thinking yesterday. I was walking by the bus station, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I remember doing that life." I saw these girls running for the bus. I'm like, "Damn, man, that seems like so long ago."
Yeah,
for me, and it's a completely different life when you're having to bus places and have to think, "Oh fuck, I missed my bus."
Yeah,
or the bus was early, and now I gotta wait another half an hour.
Yeah, if you're in certain places, half an hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I was even thinking about like getting a motorcycle. Yeah,
This guy can't drive.
Yeah,
It's
it's not that I can't drive. I refuse to drive. I can drive. I can't drive legally.
Okay.
I can't drive legally. I can drive.
You hear that, folks?
That's right. So, if you're in a tight spot, I'll drive still.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're thinking about getting a motorcycle.
Yeah, even a motorcycle, right? But it's just like, do I want to get a motorcycle in Ontario? Or do I want to go somewhere like BC and have a motorcycle? Right?
Yeah.
And like with the motorcycle laws, now you have to pay insurance for the whole year before you can have it just like a certain time frame, which most people did.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, there's a lot of things that I have that I want to talk about, and I'm going to keep them for future episodes of the podcast. So you got to make sure you stay tuned and find out if you want to know.
Oh man, this is so much fun.
Yeah, so we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is our first guest. Maybe this is part 1, maybe this is part 2. We don't know. I might chop this up. Maybe he's going to come back for another episode. Who knows? We'll have like a prime topic. This was just a general. Plus, we're catching up too. So you guys got to hear us shooting this shit. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Check out the IG. Leave a comment. Make sure you check out the polls as well. I do have polls maybe once a week or twice a month, just so you guys could choose a set of topics. All right, so let me know what you think. Feedback is great, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you for having me. Take care.